morning. I am driving to work and spent the better portion of yesterday with Tim. We met with hospice in the morning just to kind of do a preliminary consultation visit to understand what that all entails. We're not ready for that step yet, but just wanted to learn about it and get connected with the local hospice providers. And then he woke up with 103.1 temperature, so we contacted the multiple myeloma hotline, and they wanted him to come to the hospital to get a workup. So we hadn't done that in a while, and I'm super grateful for this clinic. It's a 24-hour cancer clinic. So in lieu of going to the ER, you can go there, and the beauty of that is that they know cancer, they understand the different types of cancer. You don't have to start from square one and explain everything all over again. Nothing more disconcerting than going into the ER and they're looking at your chart and saying, now what brings you in here, and what kind of cancer do you have, and tell me can you please regurgitate the last couple of years? And it just gets kind of exhausting. So I feel super grateful for that clinic and for all of the nurses and the staff there. And the beautiful thing too is that a lot of those staff are familiar because we've seen them before. There's staff that kind of circulate through there that work on the bone marrow transplant floor and other floors on the oncology unit. The topic of my conversation today, graceful suffering, really comes from my experience yesterday and my experience over the past several years, really. So one of the nurse techs just immediately recognized him, and she's like, I haven't seen you in a while, and I've missed you, and you're one of my favorite patients. And she just was sharing about her memories of him. And I heard another nurse kind of chimed in, and she shared similar things. And that's happened many times when I've gone in to be there with him when he's receiving care. Just the staff are super grateful to see him again and be working with him again and serving him, and they just comment on how much they remember him, and they remember his kindness, and they remember his kind of generosity of spirit. And it's what's interesting to me. So this is what's noteworthy, is before Tim was diagnosed with cancer, you've heard me say this before, but he had been suffering for many years. And when someone's in pain and there's no known reason for it, it can be a really hard place to be in, especially when there's nothing outwardly that's showing, that says like this is the kind of pain I'm in and why. And so I think that person feels compelled to keep talking about it because I think on some level they're trying to validate their own experience because it sucks, and they're also trying to communicate why they are how they are. And Tim would talk about his pain, or he would go silent with it. Sometimes I just, through my body language or things that I might have said, I think I shut him down. And I really was just wanted to move on to other things. I felt like there were things going on with me that I wanted to share about, and sometimes I was in pain too. But it felt like whatever was going on for him, inside of him, really needed to be expressed. And then he learned to go silent with it for a long time, and he spent a lot of time, doing exercises and really pretty deep meditations to really be present to the source of this pain, and was just he was also pursuing treatments of different types, but he was an incredible patient. He would take the exercises that were given to him and do them exactly. And if he was given a meditation to do and he was told for how long to do it, he'd sometimes do it twice as long, just because he felt like if it's good and it's going to help me, then I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it as much as I need to until it really helps me to get through this hard moment I'm in, and not put this out on other people. But he still suffered it silently for a really long time. And I think in doing that, he learned to witness and be present to his own internal experience, and to validate it even when others around him weren't offering him that, and there weren't any doctors or practitioners that could fully validate what his internal experience was. And when he received the diagnosis, all of a sudden it was like receiving this external validation in the form of a diagnosis that kind of finally gave the outer attention and validation for the inner experience he was having for all of those years. But what I've witnessed has been this incredible kindness and generosity of spirit from him towards the people who are attending to him. I think that there's this piece about validating someone's experience that is just, it's incredible. And I think that the hard thing about pain is that we feel compelled to make it want to go away. We feel compelled to either we want to fix it, we want to make it go away, we want to or we want to invalidate it, so that because we can't fix it or make it go away, so if we invalidate it, then we don't have to do anything about it, and so then we don't have to feel helpless in the face of it. I think one of the absolute best things we can do, sorry, I look extremely tired. I am, but one of the best things that we can do for another person who is in a time of deep suffering is to just be a witness, and through our witnessing, to validate the hell that they're in. And that's it. There are many times where we cannot fix it. We cannot make it go away. We can't do anything. And that's a really sucky, hard place to be in. Especially with and for those that we love. So I don't know. I just, it's just really noteworthy for me too, the kindness that I've witnessed from Tim when he's in a time of deep suffering now. And I think it's because he knows that we know what's going on for him. I'm not invalidating it for him, and neither are the caregivers that are with him. Everybody gets it. Everybody is, even though we aren't personally experiencing it, we have no question about the degree of pain he's in. And the bulk of the energy is going towards like trying to, you know, give him tools to help him, whether it's medication or something else, to try to make it better, or just simply being present and saying like, yeah, what you're going through is real and that sucks and I'm so sorry, and you know, I'm here to offer whatever help I can, and if I can't fix it or make it better in some way, I can at least just be with you. So I guess I'm sharing this because I think everybody has people in their lives who are suffering to some degree, and I think it's awkward for all of us to know how to really show up for people when they're in a time of suffering. And I feel like having gone through this experience with Tim for so long, and having gone through it to the degree that we have recently, there's all kinds of things that I'm learning and we're learning, and I just want to share it so that maybe it can help you get through those times in an easier way, or it can help you be more present to a loved one going through a really hard time. I think the experience of pain is, you know, it's universal, and it can be physical pain, it can be emotional pain, it can be spiritual pain, but it's I think witnessing and being present to it and validating it for another, you know, and also witnessing and being present to our own pain somehow also can free us up to be kind and compassionate and loving towards the people around us who are trying to